But I saw, and welcome to Tales of Wales, the podcast that never fails to march on the Mercians, to violate the Vikings, and to wank off the Wessexians.
Oh, matron.
Yeah, if you want to know, yes, me and Jack can now see each other. You can tell the sexual tension in the room because for the last 3 years, my internet in Cardiff Bay was a dog shit. So we couldn't have cameras on. Now I have got 150 megabytes per silly second. And now we are in 4K.
Got megabits to spare.
We're looking at each
so
other.
Smooth. As I said when you first came on, I was like, oh my god, you're like butter. Steady. Slipping and sliding all over the screen. Before it was like pixels galore, like
which does mean now I can't be on my phone when you do your stuff because in the past
I did think
cameras
that
off.
For the listeners, before we came on, you were like, "Oh, let's just leave cameras on. It's only recording the audio, but you know, it would be nice for us to see." So I was like, "Can't zone out now, can I?" look like I'm fucking.
Wait, what? You zoned out with me? I always zoned out with you.
Do you think it's funny though as well? That sometimes I only look for a second, like, "Oh, quickly, what's that?" Blah blah blah. Right, back in the game. But if I miss something, and there was a gap for me to do something, just like wheel out a little response of like, "Oh, mad, isn't it?"
we shouldn't be doing that, but I am the worst for that. I feel like, all right, Jack's gonna speak. For
I can only assume. I only assumed, especially because I couldn't see you, that if I was going on like a long, factual sort of thing, I was like, I know is ADHD. You'll be like, pick up the phone, have a quick scroll.
No. To be fair, most of the times I'm logged in, but there'll be sometimes especially like.
Oh yeah, me too, mate. Yeah.
No, surely we can't.
No, but 9.9 times out of 10.
9.9.
Yeah, 0.1. I'm distracted, right?
No, I obviously have a little. You can't not check your phone. What if something massive happens?
It's only if it goes.
And what if like a really funny meme has just dropped? And I got
what if someone sent me fucking. What's that little kid's name? He's not a kid. He's a fully grown man, but he's tiny. What's his name?
Hezbollah.
Hezbollah. What if someone sent me Hezbollah?
Hezbollah are the terrorist organisation.
It is something like that.
Yeah, it's like Habib. No, that's the.
I think it is Hezbollah as opposed to Hezbollah.
Yeah, it's
Hezbollah is Hezbollah.
Yeah,
but you know the one that Mike Tyson thought was an actual little kid, and like
I thought it was a baby.
Thought it was a baby.
I thought it was. I gotta say, I've never been so happy in all my life. We had like a mad. I've said it on the pod loads, but I've been really stressed with the move. Been trying to sell for like 3 years nearly, but we failed because of Grenfell cladding issues. And it's taken forever. Poor Grenfell. But because of Grenfell, we had like their banks wouldn't give us a mortgage to sell it, and blah, 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 blah. But it's been long-winded, and then the move was really tough because it's just fucking exhausting.
You finally got over the line, haven't you?
And then it's over the line, and like my shoulders just feel relaxed, and I just like, and I'm now in like suburbia, and like there's not a huge amount directly around without getting to a car, but it's quiet. I don't have like my street.
The wild
outside.
Dogs entered the city.
Well, do you remember how crazy, like how mad where I used to live was? It was brilliant. It was the heart of the bay, but like it's like shouting outside.
No Roscoe's next door now.
No Roscoe's. No, there's no Roosters.
Quite the adjustment.
But I just feel so happy, like on cloud nine. And then, like today, I've been really good on my diet, like down like 7 kilos. Really like focusing on being a bit healthy. Not drunk in 2026 much, but had this on the calendar for a fucking really keno, and I've just been giddy all day. Like, I've had such a pep in my step because we're doing like 6 episodes tonight.
I'm excited,
man.
I'm so excited. I honestly, I can't tell you how immense it is to just see you. Just see you, bro. No,
it's nuts.
To just see you moving normal, and like the fact you don't have to go right. We got to like use our throttled bandwidth to try and eke this out. It's like. Doesn't matter. We got full cameras on. I
literally went from, I know not people will care about this, but I went from 7 megabytes per second to 150 megabytes per second, and like it is like beyond night and day.
Anyone
Like, I'm
knows
so
the first thing about internet as well.
Yeah.
The speed, 7 megabytes is fucking dog shit.
I know, it's
and
beyond
it's like
dog shit.
you get better on like when
On
you're
your
on like
4G.
dog shit 3G, 4G, whatever.
And I was living next to
in the
Senedd.
bay.
I know, and I had Sky. I'm still with Sky now, so it's crazy. But apparently they
But
said
the
it was too expensive.
bloody MS is going on 7 megabytes.
Well, they said it's too expensive to close the road that I lived on to put in fibre, because they'd have to close it down for.
I only asked the Tales for Wales crew, okay? Because I think they could say you can't put a price on the megabits for the podcast.
We should be filming this for the Patreon as well, because also Patreon episodes will now be filmed if you pay on the top tier. So if you give a shit about that,
we look gross in them, in which case we will be deleting the video elements.
Yeah, which I've done previously.
It'll continue. It's our pod. We'll do what we like.
It is nuts how clear I can even see myself. I'm beguiled by my own beauty for.
I'm actually, it's starting to grate on me now, because I'm like, I can notice all my imperfections, whereas before it was just my little blank silhouette.
Yeah. Well, when I come to read in my notes, I'll go on my other screen, so I can I'll be over here then.
Oh, so. 2-screen Tommy.
Yeah. And I bought a computer that goes up in a standing desk, and I've got my stand. And you know the thing you've got, the walking treadmill.
Yeah.
So I got that next to me. We got the same setup.
Down here.
Yeah, exactly the same. And I've got 2 litres of rum next to me.
I'm going to look at this. This is something you got me up on the wall. It's the old Mabinogion Cymru.
And look what's in here. It's what?
It's Fagsy.
Fagsy, which looks like a giant cigarette that I had. Yeah. Dan, one of our friends, bought me the exact same poster I bought you. So when we first started the podcast, when we launched it, I bought Jack a Lolva, which is like the library in Welsh, a big Mabinogion poster, which is like we had in primary school. And Jack's got it up, and Dan sent me this about 3 years ago, and now I can finally put it up. I'm going to put it up right behind me.
Sent us both it, so I've got double bubble.
Double bubble.
They're both in there, mate. They're both in there. It's double ply. One gets worn, yank that up.
I'm gonna have one by there.
Right behind the centre stage.
I've got I'm gonna have my Anarawd flag, my Welsh flag. I got my Welsh top on now.
The interior design, mate. Something just started.
Welsh cap on. All my Welsh books next to me, because I've read so many books for this pod. I've got them all next to me now on the on my shelf. I fucking love having an office. I'm in a fantastic mood.
I'm bloody giddy.
And should we christen the camera?
Go on then. I've already cracked mine, but I'll just do an approximation.
Oh, hang on. Do you have a freshie with you, and I'll film it for the socials?
Go on then. I'll open one early. I got space in the beer fridge, don't worry. You got one of them in your office yet, mate?
Not yet, but I do need one.
Right.
But
I'm
positioning this phone in a pint glass.
Oh, very good.
Alright, hang on. Okay, let's
Tell me when.
Tell me when. Barod, un, dau, tri. I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Don't you?
Right. Let me just let Nanny pause her phone.
I'm putting this open one back in the fridge now. One for later.
Right, we'll have to nail that for later. Anyway, sorry, this is a bit of like admin, because we're both so giddy we can see each other.
We're excited. We've unlocked camera technology. We've gone visual.
So we're going to push the Patreon again, because we've got big plans for it this year, and we really do kind of want to make this. We want to make the Pills Wales like a potential.
It's going to be a global brand.
A global brand. Well, a potential for us to sack our jobs off.
Please God.
So
you could all just dig deep and put your hands in your pockets. Yeah. Fun that stupid little drunken dream.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
But if you would like to join the podcast and help, what's it called now? If you'd like to join the Patreon, I've got a new laptop, so I don't have any of my things open. Do you have the
laptop, new internet, new apps?
Work sent me a new lappy as well. So I'm on cloud 9. Instead of us trying to riff it, I'm going to go off what we've written down. So we have a tier that's free, where you can just join and you get access to like our polls, behind the scene features, like photos we've taken, just some kind of ongoing jokes that we've said on here. You can get access to on there, which you can't get on our Instagram. But then there's a Welshophile tier, which is just £1 a month, which helps with upkeep, helps keep the lights on, pays for our subscriptions for getting the pod out. Then there's tier 2, which is a Jibber Jabber, which is 2 bonus episodes a month for for £5. Then there's tier 3, which is the top tier for £10 a month, which gets you 2 bonus episodes. Plus, after your first month, you get personalised album art, which Jack makes. Then after 3 months, you get a dedicated episode to your hometown, where we find out where you live and do a deep dive and research some funny bits and bobs. And then after 6 months, we turn you into a Welsh legend and make up a Mabinogion tale based on you and your interests. Then 12 months, Jack makes a coat of arms for you based on 3 of your traits and gives you a Game of Thrones style slogan. And then after 18 months, you get a free t-shirt. So that's
a little bit of merch at the end.
Yeah, that's our spiel at the top. It does really help when people sign up. So with that in mind, shall we go to our latest Patreon member, who is Kirsty Jones?
Kirsty Jones, Kirsty with a Y, 2 Ys.
2 Ys, yeah.
Like when you're talking about the people of Wales in Wales, Cymru.
Kirsty, yeah. Maybe she's a bit like Krusty Krab as well, because in my dyslexic brain, I can just read Kirsty as Krusty Jones.
I love the idea that poor Kirsty is like shelled out for a Patreon. And the first thing you call her is Krusty Krab.
Maybe we could rename Kirsty Krusty Jones Kirsty Krusty Krab Jones, although that might not be.
Sounds like you're bullying her in the schoolyard.
KJ, Josie.
Jonesy is the default, surely.
Yeah. But it's like when they used to interview Welsh football players and all their nicknames are just with an O at the end. So it's Rambo, Balo, Wayno. Just think, come on, lads. You can dig a little deeper than adding an O at the end. But then Jonesy is quite classic.
Jonesy is a classic one, yeah. I'm going to veto Krusty in any form because it feels like bullying.
Quite mean.
KJ, that's quite a good one.
Yeah, KJ. Yeah.
Who else has KJ?
Well, Kirsty was 2 Ys.
I got a good one. Beyonce K. Jones.
What's that meant to be?
Isn't that... it's Knowles, isn't it? Never mind. Right, hang on. I should have thought about that. Beyonce.
Who's the guy... Who's the guy who does
syllables?
Who's the guy who does the really bad American guy who peddles loads of lies? Something Jones.
Oh, Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. Okay. Can we riff on that?
I was going to say that's what you are, Alex Jones.
Kirsty, your dad's Alex Jones. That would be that's your new name.
The turd and the frog's gay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sorry, Kirsty.
I think we hit a peak with KJ there.
Yeah.
I think it was all downhill. Sorry, Kirsty.
Yeah. Or thirsty Kirsty. She might like a drink or have an alcoholic problem.
I thought you were going another slam then. Thirsty Kirsty.
Sex thirst.
You didn't have to say it. I think it was implied. We're so sorry, Kirsty. Please don't rescind your Patreon membership.
Yeah, that's the risk of trying to do a little riff on people's name. We just insult them. Anyway, Thirsty Kirsty.
Should we not knock that on the head there, should we?
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, we've
been Thirsty Kirsty, ages. KJ. Deal. That's all you're getting. Sorry, Kirsty.
Sorry, and if you want to have a shit nickname,
and if you want this,
you can sign right up. Well, talking of, now we've got to riff this as well. Talking of people who we've not met, but we're going to slander, potentially. Today's episode is by Jack, who's probably got it all wrong because he's. But you just yawned right in front of me. I can see you.
I burped. You're going to see that a lot more. That's another thing. I was hiding them when we didn't have the video on.
Well, to be fair,
look, this is the move.
Yeah. You didn't hide them too well because you'd always hit, and you always hit your mic when you do.
Those are only the biggies, mate. All right, like the little ones, you did never.
It's horrible looking at our faces whilst we talk. Actually,
yeah, let's turn the phone down. Enough now.
We'll put it on for the Patreon when we
don't
read on
actually did it as well. I was half joking, but fair enough. Let's go back to what we know.
Well, we've been on for a bit. Should we go straight into the episode?
Yeah, so this episode is going to be about exactly what the title suggests, funnily enough, and that's a bloke called Anarawd ap Rhodri, Big Bad King of Gwynedd from 878 to 916.
Sorry, say that number again. I'm so dyslexic, I can't.
So 878 to 916. Yeah.
How long is that? Is that like 30,
that is
50?
Oh god, no, it was quick maths.
40 years? 40 to 50 years?
Not that long. It's 7,900. About let's call it 40, should we? Less than 40 maybe, just less than 40.
That's not bad though. Watch a rule somewhere though, especially in medieval Wales.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. But he had tussles with the Kingdom of Mercia and some Viking raiders at the time as well.
I love
And
this
so-
sort of stuff.
Yeah, this is in your wheelhouse, mate. You're looking buzz on this. So Anarawd, who was born in the Kingdom of Gwynedd under the rule of his father, Rhodri Mawr, aka Rhodri the Great.
Ooh.
We talk about him in an older episode called Vikings in Wales, I believe the title is.
Yeah, he was famous for beating
Yes.
Gorm the Great, one of the Viking leaders. He killed him.
When it came to Vikings, he was absolutely no nonsense, basically. And in a nutshell, he was a hard bastard. Drove the Vikings out of Wales whenever they tried to make sort of advances into the country, and was sort of renowned for that. Anyway, Anarawd's mother, Angharad ferch Meirig, was the sister of Gugon ap Meirig. Very funny name. Gugon.
That is funny.
Gugon. It reminds me of Boobox.
The Boobox.
Yeah. So Gugon ap Meirig, who was king of Seisyllwg, that was another kingdom in South Wales that would eventually merge with the kingdom of Dyfed and become Deheubarth. So it was a lesser kingdom at first, got merged at some point. Didn't look at that, sorry. But anyway, our boy Anarawd, he was from a very royal pedigree, essentially. As mentioned before, Anarawd's father was a renowned warrior, and his reign included a fair few expansions of his kingdom and a hardy defence against several Viking invasions. Sadly, Big Rod was killed in 878 in a battle against Ceolwulf II of Mercia and his Anglo-Saxon army. With Rhodri felled in battle, Anarawd inherited the throne of Gwynedd, which, thanks to his dad, was a vast kingdom stretched from Ynys or Anglesey to the Wye River. That's quite a huge chunk of Wales. Actually, it's basically like the top north of it, basically.
Yeah.
It's like from mid to north, I'd say.
Because the River Wye is Hereford way.
Yeah, it's a huge bit of land to be residing over. One of Anarawd's first big achievements was at the Battle of Conwy. But before I go into what happened there, I just wanted to flesh out a bit of background to sort of set the pieces in motion. So the Welsh kingdoms had been harassed by Mercia since the mid-7th century. And in 853, they even had the assistance of West Saxons, aka people from the Kingdom of Wessex, to maintain their dominance over Conwy. In the 870s, a band of Vikings known as the Great Heathen Army attacked Mercia and drove out their then leader, King Burgred. Burgred was succeeded by Ceolwulf II, same one I mentioned earlier, and in 877, Mercia was partitioned, leaving Ceolwulf in charge of the western chunk of the kingdom, which obviously is right next to Wales. As already said, the King of Gwynedd, Rhodri Mawr, was fighting off Mercia and the Vikings at this time, but King Alfred of Wessex's victory against the Vikings at the Battle of Edington in May 878 meant the Viking raids all but stopped in Mercia. This allowed them, with enough men and resources, to focus fully on attacking Rhodri and Gwynedd. The subsequent battle is where Rhodri was killed, but Ceolwulf's forces, and it's after such a great career of defending against the Vikings as well. Ceolwulf definitely just saw an opportunity. I get it that at the time that's what you'd have to do, wouldn't it? But it's just such a sad end for our Big Rod. But anyway, Ceolwulf's forces actually failed to gain any real land in the Welsh kingdom, but they did kill Rhodri, which was a big blow to the North of Wales at the time, especially to Gwynedd. The Mercian king was deposed next year in 879 and was succeeded by a guy named Ethelred. So, onto the actual battle. By 881, Mercian incursions had escalated into a major invasion of Gwynedd, led by the recently placed Ethelred, who was aiming to enforce his dominance of Cymru. Anarawd and his brothers Cadell, Melvin and Rhodri were having absolutely none of this, and coordinated an open resistance using classic Welsh guerrilla tactics to keep the Mercians at bay. This butting of heads eventually led to the Battle of Conwy, where Anarawd, his brothers, and his army faced off against Ethelred and his Mercians on the west bank of the River Conwy.
Who's the leader of the underworld in Wales?
Anon.
Anon, okay.
Was it Anon? Sorry, Anon is the other world, and Arawn is the king. Sorry,
so they do sound a bit similar.
They do, yeah. I would be very surprised if the etymology isn't something's connected like that. The Welsh forces battered the Mercians and declared the victory Dial Rhodri, or Rhodri's Revenge in English, and counted as payback for what the Mercians had done to their previous king. I couldn't find much detail on the numbers or like major events in the battle, but basically a lot of sources said that the Welsh slaughtered Mercians caught in the tide of the river as they were trying to retreat. So a huge chunk of the Mercians tried to just cross the river to get out of it, and apparently we just leathered them with arrows. Only detail I could find, but that's still a pretty vicious one. This was a catastrophic defeat for Ethelred and halted any aspirations he had for dominion over Wales. More so, following the Battle of Conwy, Mercia was being harassed by fresh Viking raids, as well as the occasional chances from the Welsh side poking into their lands. He eventually submitted to the overlordship of Alfred the Great of Wessex. What this meant was Ethelred became a vassal of King Alfred and basically had to do what he said, but also got the benefits of Wessex coming to his defence if Mercia was attacked. Because of this ceased any Mercian hostilities against Wales and led to a peaceful border for Anarawd for a time. So all in all, a great result for Cymru, this Battle of Conwy. Worked out quite nicely. Not long after the Battle of Conwy, Anarawd was keen to shore up his defences and ensure he could repel Mercia if they did come knocking again. He went and allied himself with the Scandinavian town Jorvik, or York, as it's known today, or Efrog in Welsh, and we would know that name from watching Last Kingdom.
Yeah, and my stag do.
And your stag do, of course. This alliance would provide additional protection for Wales against Mercian incursions and would also help protect the country from Viking incursions that had been a nuisance for decades. This alliance brought a cushy period of peace for about 10 years between 880 and 890, with no recorded Viking activity in Gwynedd, which was a pretty good fucking result. But all good things must come to an end, and in 892 a large Viking army from Chester launched an attack on Gwynedd. Anarawd and his forces managed to repel the attack and redirect them southward, but the aggression got him thinking about the alliance with York and the point of keeping it if Vikings were just going to attack his kingdom anyway.
Yeah.
By 893, Anarawd and his brothers decided to sack off the alliance with York and go to the court of King Alfred. There, they pledged their fealty to the King of Wessex and, like Ethelred over a decade prior, became vassal lords. Unlike Ethelred, though, Anarawd and his brothers received valuable gifts when they joined the club, along with the standard protections that Wessex offered. I couldn't find a proper reason or like a source for why this was, but I assume it's because maybe Ethelred joined from like a place of defeat. You know, like, oh, you have to come help me now, otherwise I'm fucked. Whereas Anarawd was like, I'm still doing pretty good here. You know, I don't actually 100% need you, but like, it'll benefit us both. I'm assuming it's like sweeten the deal a little bit because he was in a stronger, like, sort of bargaining position. Anarawd even made up with Ethelred actually, and the two became allies in the continuous fight against Viking raiders.
Because weirdly, the Mercians were like, well, not weirdly, it's quite obvious, but they were like Wales's biggest enemy for years. Because the amount of time,
like, you're two next door to each other as well, aren't you? And it's like you're bound to have a couple of scuffles.
Yeah.
But I think under Alfred's banner, they were like, look, we might as well just let bygones be bygones.
Hywel learned loads from Alfred the Great and tried to replicate loads of what he did. And
the art of diplomacy, mate.
Yeah.
So a year after Anarawd allied himself to the Saxon kingdoms, an opportunity presented itself when the king of Dyfed, Hyfaidd ap Gledri, passed away. Anarawd, the ambitious lad that he was, wasted no time trying to claim more land and launched bloody raids into Ceredigion in the Towey Valley, even enlisting Mercian troops into his forces.
Cheeky bugger.
Yeah, cheeky bugger. Hyfaidd's son, my son.
My son.
It's my son.
How could you do this to my son?
Oh, my son. I abandoned my son.
I've abandoned my boy. I've abandoned my son.
Sorry, I'll redo that. Hyfaidd's son, Loarch, succeeded his father as ruler of Dyfed, but right off the bat he had to deal with these vicious raids from the north under Anarawd's
vicious
orders.
rumours, I thought you were going to say.
Vicious rumours and propaganda.
I wasn't on the list. I've never been on the list.
Yeah. Loarch was not in the Epstein files, okay? I can confirm that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right, mate. Yeah. Anyway, where was it? Yeah, Loarch, he died in 903, so very shortly afterwards, but the cause of death remains very unclear. In any case, his brother Rhodri ap Hyfaidd assumed kingship over Dyfed. Rhodri's reign would be even shorter lived when he lost a battle against Gwynedd and was captured and then beheaded at Arwystl. So, sorry, I've said that wrong. Arwystli. It's a bloody hard one to do, even knowing Welsh. Arwystli. So yeah, basically the dad died, and Anarawd beat. Well, we don't know what happened, but the successor, he passed away in some way, and then the brother that took the reins from there, he got fucking beaten, captured, beheaded shortly afterwards. So it was a very like short and sweet resistance from Dyfed. But anyway, with another Dyfedian king gone, Anarawd assumed control of Dyfed and placed his brother Kadesh in charge of running it. So another win for our boy Anarawd. Although it's not as cool when I do research and I find out the Welsh against the Welsh, but such was life back then. I guess there was a lot of infighting.
Like we said this 100 times, but Wales wasn't a country then; it was a combination of kingdoms,
Yeah,
similar as England was. You know,
you wouldn't think yourself as Welsh, would you? You think yourself as I'm from Gwynedd, I'm from Dyfed, I'm from this.
I mean, every country's like that. Like you're playing Kingdom Come at the moment, and you know. Bohemia is like a combination of small kingdoms to make one bigger place.
But I think so that idea of like a national identity is in Wales, Welsh, English, Irish, whatever. That's something that came along.
But what does come through is everyone in Wales speaks Welsh, so that is why you're culturally different to England. Otherwise, you just be, if everyone spoke the same language, you'd be like, well, what is difference is Mercia to Dyfed? They're not English or Welsh; they're their own kingdoms. But the fact that everyone in Wales has a specific culture, language and laws.
That's the thing that sets us apart, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the last major stuff that happened in Anarawd's life was in the year 902, when an alliance of Irish kings banded together and rose up against the Vikings of Dublin, causing many of them to flee the land.
And for background, Dublin got taken over by the Vikings really quickly. I think it was established by the Vikings, but and it was like a hub for attacking Wales and controlling lots of Ireland.
Yeah, it was. The Vikings in Ireland. They did a massive number there. Like they were called Norse Gaels originally. Gaels. But they eventually that just became bread and butter in a similar way to how the UK is now, where it's a mix of like Celts, Viking.
Well, it's like Normans taking over England.
Normans rather. Yeah, exactly. Similar thing to that. But anyway, so you had these Irish kings band together and give a big resistance to the Vikings of Dublin. It caused a lot of them to flee Ireland. Some of these exiled warriors formed roving bands, and they looked for any opportunity to plunder settlements wherever they could, really. One of these bands was led by a Viking named Ingemunder. I think I've said that right, Ingemunder. And he set his eyes on the eastern coast of Ynys in a region called Llanfaes. For those who don't know, Ynys or Anglesey, it was a real fertile, like a hugely fertile land. So it was like the breadbasket of Wales. So it'd be a great place. We love a breadbasket of Wales.
Touch wood. We just absolutely jinxed you.
Yeah, jinx. Right rabbit, no returns. Anarawd, following in his father's footsteps, he said absolutely fucking not when he saw this coming, and he marched a Welsh army to the island. And then sent these Viking hordes packing, basically, forcing Ingemunder to flee to Chester. Anarawd lived for another 14 years and then died in 916 and was succeeded by his son Idwal.
Just died of old age?
Just died of old age,
wow,
which is pretty good for a Welsh king.
Ruler. That's a lot of privilege.
This was another sort of thing of his legacy. Yeah, so he died of old age, and he was commemorating the Annals Cambriae there by who bloody wrote
Gerald
that?
of Wales.
Gerald of Wales, Geraldus Cambrai, or whatever his name is.
Gerald.
That's him. He was noted in the Annals Cambriae as one of the many King of the Britons, which is like a very honourable title to bestow on a Welsh. What would have been considered a prince at the time, I suppose.
Yeah.
But if you got the little nickname seems to demean it so much, but you know what I mean.
If you got the silly little nickname,
silly little nickname, the King of the Britons.
If you've got Krusty Kirsty Jones, that kind of nickname,
KJ, King of the Britons was a big deal to be called.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've got on Anarawd ap Rhodri. He was like a sort of someone I've never ever heard.
I've never heard of him. Although
son of Rhodri Mawr, I thought that's a big deal, big boots to fill. Certainly.
Yeah. And what's difficult? That early medieval period or the Dark Ages is so barren of kind of anything literate, as in anything written down. So it's so hard to kind of get your meat in, get your teeth stuck into.
Well, mate,
but I love
looked
it.
At the battle, I was like, oh, give me some like gory details in the Battle of Conwy, and it was like it was an overwhelming victory for Welsh.
No.
That's basically all.
Yeah, that's all you get. You don't get any like
I had to hunt for like just about that bit where they were
the arrows,
nailing them with arrows in the river. But that's all I could find.
Yeah. I mean, it's like 500 years before, or 600 years before Owain Glyndwr's battle, and even then, you think some of those battles are poorly recorded. So, I'm so on board for those kind of episodes. I love that. Mate.
I love the lesser known guys that did, because he still did a huge
so
amount.
Important.
Like, imagine going down Gwynedd, like quite a huge chunk of Gwynedd, like I said, from Ynysmôn to the
Hereford.
To the, what did I say? That
it's the River Wye, isn't it?
River Wye, and then to go down south and go to Ceredigion and be like, I'm having that as well. Like, that's a huge. Like,
I don't like it when Ceredigon's south. To me, that's West Wales.
Yeah, I know what you mean. For us, it's west, but for them, it'd be quite south.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought he was worth a shout. So that's Anarawd. And also, I like that it's a different name. It's not a Llywelyn or a Rhys or the usual ones.
Yeah. Well, diolch am gwrando, guys. Thanks for listening. We got a few more episodes to do, and we can tell Jack's mic was a bit dodgy this episode, but don't worry, we're about to go fix that right now. So next week's you'll hear a crisp and creamy, beautiful mic.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, bye.